guys, this is Ackleyattack4427 here with a brand new thoughts video for all of you guys, and, well, I guess if anything, welcome to part 2 of course, well, me talking about this Barbenheimer trend. So yeah, I guess it seems like, ever since yesterday when I talked about the Barbie movie, which actually did turn out pretty good, looks like I'm back at it with, of course, part 2 of course, the Barbenheimer trend for sure, because, yeah, pretty quite interesting for me to talk about this one, and, well, unlike Barbie, where, of course, I did have some cautious concerns for sure, but in the end actually turned out to be a really good movie that I thought it was gonna be. This one we're gonna be talking about here today. I mean, I guess it is quite obvious that I'm gonna be talking about another movie that's part of this trend for sure. And surprisingly enough, it is the one that I've been anticipating for quite a long time now for sure, So yeah, I think you can pretty much see where I'm going at for sure, and boy, it looks like since I got back from, of course, seeing it earlier today for sure, I've got a lot to say about this movie entirely for sure, because, yeah, no words can describe how much I enjoyed this movie a ton. I mean, like, really enjoyed it for sure. So much so that I was lucky enough to actually get a much more bigger experience on a different movie screen for sure. So yeah, I think you can pretty much see where I'm getting at for sure, but in case you are quite curious, well, I guess serving as a really nice follow-up to, of course, my previous thoughts video when I talked about the Barbie movie for sure, and yes, I did hint that at the end of that thoughts video, if you want to go and check that one out for sure. I think it's about time that we go ahead and talk about this movie that I actually got to see as part of course, the Barbenheimer trend for sure. And boy, it looks like we're kicking this review off with a massive, with a massive bang for sure. Quite literally, entirely, because, yeah, given to the context of course, this movie, I think it pretty much makes sense on that front. But in case you don't, for sure, I think serving as a really nice follow-up to, of course, when I talked about the Barbie movie for sure, we're jumping into, of course, the second half of course, the Barbenheimer trend with, of course, today's movie that I'm officially finally talking about here today, which is none other than Oppenheimer. So yeah, I think it's pretty much what I'm talking about here today is, of course, the latest movie that had just came out for sure, and it's not only based around the true story of course, pretty much J. Robert Oppenheimer, but it is also the latest movie directed by well-known director Christopher Nolan. So yeah. Quite literally, after a few years since after I talked about his last movie, looks like we're back at it once again with, of course, another Christopher Nolan movie for sure, so yeah. It's pretty much what I can say on, of course, that front. Alright. Alright, so before I could go ahead and talk about this movie, I think it pretty much makes sense to talk about, well, the context of course, the movie I'm talking about here today, and seeing how this is a true story based around J. Robert Oppenheimer, I think it makes sense to, of course, talk about him for sure, and yeah, what can I say about J. Robert Oppenheimer that no one else has already talked about for sure? Actually, quite a whole lot for sure. In fact, if you actually have read, if you actually took numerous amount of history classes, whether you be in high school or, of course, college, or let's say, actually pretty much saw some documentaries on either National Geographic or the History Channel or whatever, I think if anything, J. Robert Oppenheimer is actually quite interesting for sure, because, well, if you actually know that name for sure, you definitely know what I'm talking about. He is, of course, dubbed as, of course, the father of the atomic bomb. So yeah, I guess if anything, he's, of course, the mastermind behind the atomic bomb for sure, which actually did spark the massive end to, of course, World War II. So yeah, quite literally, it is actually quite interesting to talk about the guy, because he is actually one of many people around planet Earth that actually did change history for sure. And that's just to name a few on top of other people that have also changed history for sure. And yeah, pretty much the way he actually took a lot of time and effort to, of course, create the atomic bomb is actually really quite fascinating. So yeah, if you actually do look up several documentaries about the guy for sure, you'll definitely know, of course, what led him to, of course, what he has to do throughout most of his life for sure, and even devoting his time with, of course, science entirely. So yeah, I think if anything, it's pretty much what I could say for, of course, J. Robert Oppenheimer in a nutshell. And plus, if anything, yeah, I guess if anything, for, of course, with him dubbing the title of course, the father of atomic bomb, it actually is quite fascinating to see pretty much a guy actually, creating a bomb with, of course, an explosion like poof, just like that, just one big massive ball of flaming death, smoke, and the sound of a loud bang that actually took its time to, of course, catch up, because, well, something about the speed of sound or whatever. That's saying a whole lot for sure. But yeah, needless to say, if you have learned about the guy for sure, J. Robert Oppenheimer is actually quite an interesting guy for sure, and it can be a huge debate on whether or not he's trying to save everyone from, of course, the brink of war, or, of course, is causing a mass genocide for most of everyone in each different country. Is kind of a hard debate for sure, but whatever the case may be, there's no doubt in my mind that J. Robert Oppenheimer really did change history for sure. So yeah, and of course, if anything, I think it's pretty much what I could say on, of course, that front for sure. So I guess in regards to, of course, this movie based around pretty much the guy, pretty much starting off as a regular old scientist, or, of course, a professor at a college, or whichever one of those two, or both. So yeah, leading to him, of course, using his time and devotion to science to, of course, create the atomic bomb. Yeah, I guess, truth be told, I guess if anything, a movie based around the guy is actually quite interesting for sure. And yeah, quite literally, I actually got myself really hyped up for, of course, this movie ever since the countdown teaser officially dropped for sure. I'm not joking when I actually say it. Literally from the very beginning, they actually did have a really awesome countdown leading up until the film's release for sure. Almost kind of similar to how they built a massive countdown leading up to, of course, the detonation of course, the first atomic bomb for sure. So yeah, quite literally from the very beginning, and after seeing several trailers of it, I'm not gonna lie, I actually got myself really excited to, of course, see this movie for sure, and yeah, I think it's actually quite interesting for me to pretty much talk about this movie, seeing of how this is the second time I've actually talked about a movie directed by Christopher Nolan. And yeah, I mean, the guy actually has no introduction for sure. He actually is quite fascinating for sure. And yeah, the way he actually utilizes different techniques when making his films is actually really quite interesting. So yeah, I knew right away I desperately wanted to see this movie for sure, and luckily enough, I did manage to, of course, do so, since after I came straight off of course, seeing Barbie right around yesterday for sure, so yeah, but of course, I can't actually just see our regular old movie theater screen as normal. No. What I did instead is, of course, well, do you guys remember 3 years ago when I talked about Christopher Nolan's last movie, Tenet? Where, of course, I actually got to catch the IMAX showing of course, this movie? That's exactly what I did for, of course, Oppenheimer. So yeah, quite literally when I woke up this morning, I think I pretty much just head straight up to, of course, the Regal cinemas up at Destiny USA up in Syracuse, and actually came in to, of course, catch the IMAX screening of Oppenheimer for sure, to which yeah, you can definitely see from, of course, the pictures I actually took during my time there. It is actually really quite fascinating, and plus, I actually did get to show almost the entirety of the IMAX theater they actually got for sure. It is actually really great entirely, and I was really fascinated on how big it is for sure, So yeah, I knew right away when I wanted to see this movie, I knew I want to see this movie in IMAX for sure, because, hey, I guess pretty much if anything, the majority of Christopher Nolan movies nowadays are actually worth seeing in IMAX for sure, so yeah, that's literally what I decided to do, and yeah, I have, of course, if anything, just managed to sit back and, of course, got to see this movie for, of course, what it is, and well, now that I've officially got back from, of course, seeing it, I guess the one question remains, what do I think of this movie now that I got the chance to see it? Well, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, I guess if anything, pretty much if anything, this movie really got things going with a really great bang for sure. Quite literally, entirely, and, well, no pun intended, but yeah, either way, short, sweet, to the point, I enjoyed the hell out of course, this movie. Everything from, of course, what I've actually seen, my god, it is just absolutely amazing, and literally from everything, from beginning to end, my god, I was fascinated entirely. This movie is really fucking brilliant for sure, so yeah. It's pretty much what I can say on, of course, that front. Alright, so now that I've actually got the short version out of the way, I guess I might as well go ahead and talk about everything that I need to talk about. For starters is, of course, the story, and yeah, truth be told, pretty much when it comes to a story in a Christopher Nolan movie, oddly enough, Christopher Nolan never really actually cares for, of course, the story and, of course, every single one of those movies, but instead rely on spectacle for sure, and I guess it is a good reason why for sure, but when a story actually works well with, of course, this with, of course, his movies, it actually really makes it all the more incredible to watch, and I think it is the case for, of course, this movie entirely. Everything from, of course, what I've actually seen, sure, it's not really on a narrative side like you would normally expect for sure, but I really like on how well flowed down with, of course, the story is for sure. Really capturing, of course, what's been happening, not just through the eyes of course, pretty much everyone around Oppenheimer for sure, but also from Oppenheimer himself for sure. Literally everything that's been going on, I think they really do recapture, of course, the actual story that's going on, based around what really happened all those years ago for sure. It is actually that brilliant entirely, and I'm impressed with, of course, what I've actually seen on screen, So yeah, I guess if anything, story-wise, I really think they really nailed it on the head with, of course, the story for sure. It actually is that great, and I'm impressed with, of course, what I've actually seen for sure. So yeah, and of course that's another aspect that I really do enjoy, the writing, I have to say. My God, I really do love on how well crafted this movie's screenplay is for sure. Everything from, of course, what I've actually seen, it is written out flawlessly for sure, and yeah, pretty much literally everything from every dramatic moment to every bit of a conversation to, of course, pretty much everything else that's been going on over the course of this movie. I was really following through on, of course, what's going on for sure, and again, I actually felt really invested with all of it for sure. It is actually really that great to, of course, witness for sure, and I actually really think they did an incredible job with, of course, the film's screenplay entirely. Yeah, I really cared, of course, what goes on throughout the course of this movie for sure, and yeah, they really did a fine job with, of course, what they've actually done for sure, so yeah, I think it's literally what I can say for, of course, both the story and the writing for sure. It is actually really that brilliant, and I think they did a really damn good job, of course, that one. Well, I wouldn't necessarily good, but great at that. So yeah, that's probably a much better way to, of course, put it for sure. So yeah, it's pretty much what I can say on, of course, that front. Alright. Alright, so now that I've actually got those two out of the way, I guess I might as well go ahead and talk about the next couple of things for sure, which are, of course, for starters, the characters, and my God, I think the characters in, of course, this movie, yeah, I think each and every single one of them I've actually seen on screen, they actually have been given some really great, really great development, and yeah, I really do admire, of course, on how likable and interesting these characters are for sure. Yeah, literally from, of course, what I've actually seen, I actually do care, of course, the characters, and see, of course, what they've actually done to, of course, overcome their flaws for sure, which is actually something I really do admiring, of course, this movie, and I think they really did incredible work with, of course, all these characters, seeing of how, well, they are based around real-life figures for sure, which is kind of what you would expect for a pretty much a regular old biopic for sure, So yeah, I think it's literally what I can say for, of course, the characters for sure, and of course the actors that came on board to play all these characters as another thing I should talk about. Yeah, I'm not even joking when I say this movie actually is really well packed with a really great amount of people they brought in for sure, and yeah, that's one other thing I should say. The casting on, of course, this movie is just really big for sure, and I think they are actually really great for sure, and each and every single one of those actors that came on board to play all their characters, my God, they pulled off some really great performances, in my opinion. Truly, I think the strongest bit of acting I've actually seen in a movie by far for sure, so... But particularly, the one I really do admire in, of course, this movie out of all the characters is that, yes, by the way, I couldn't get enough of course, well, Cillian Murphy as J. Robert Oppenheimer for sure. I think he actually captured the real-life Oppenheimer perfectly for sure, and I really do love the way he casted him for, of course, that role. I think he is the perfect choice to actually play Oppenheimer, and I really do admire that in such a way for sure. Yeah, he actually is quite the perfect choice to play Oppenheimer, and of course, Cillian Murphy really gave out such a really strong performance for sure. He really gave it all in, of course, this one, and I really do admire that entirely. He is that great for sure, and yeah, quite literally everyone else that I could list at the top of my head, like, of course, Emily Blunt, Matt Damon, Robert Downey Jr., Kenneth Branagh, and that's just to name a few for sure. Yeah, each and every single one of them did pull off some really great performances, in my opinion, and yeah, the casting in, of course, this movie is really big for sure. But I do love, of course, on how well casted this movie is, and the actors really did pull off some really great performances, in my opinion. So yeah, I think it's literally what I can say for, of course, that front for sure. Those two aspects I can say, my guy, that's something I really do admiring, of course, this movie for sure. It is actually that great for sure, So, yeah, it's pretty much what I can say on, of course, that front. Alright. Alright, so now that I've actually got those two out of the way, what else is there for me to talk about? Actually, there's quite a whole lot for sure. So for starters is, of course, the visuals and the effects for sure, and boy, where do I begin with, of course, this one? So yeah, quite literally from, of course, what I've actually heard online is that pretty much of anything, pretty much when they actually made this movie for sure, they pretty much in terms of its visuals and effects for sure, I think they were probably going for a much more practical approach with the effects, with little to no CGI thrown into the mix, and my God, with, of course, what I've actually seen, this movie really did deliver on, of course, that front. Quite literally, the visuals and the effects, and, of course, this one is just absolutely amazing, and I really do admire, of course, what I've actually seen for sure. Everything from, of course, quite literally the explosions they decided to throw in, and everything else they pretty much throw into the mix for sure. It actually is really incredible for sure, and if that being the case, well, give this movie an Oscar, because I think it deserves it, hands down. So yeah, I'm calling it right now. If next year's Academy Awards come around, give the visual effects Oscar to this movie for sure. I could be wrong on, of course, that front, but I am literally taking my bet right now, and if somehow you are watching this, literally after next year's Academy Awards, I will be there to say, I told you so. So yeah, I think if anything, that's how much I really do admire the visuals and the effects, and of course this movie is just absolutely brilliant and just marvelous in such a way, So yeah, I think it's pretty much what I could say for that aspect alone, and of course, pretty much of anything this film's tone and atmospheric nature they decided to throw in is actually really do something I really do admire for sure, and for it to pretty much be said during and after World War II, they really did an incredible job in capturing the time period the movie actually takes place in flawlessly for sure. It is actually something I really do admiring, of course, this movie for sure, and yeah, they really did an incredible job with, of course, what I've actually seen for sure. You actually do feel like you really are back in that time period, actually with all these characters, and of course this movie for sure. It actually is that great entirely. So yeah, I guess it's what I could say for, of course, that front. And, of course, the direction of this movie by Christopher Nolan, quite obviously. Yeah, there's no doubt in my mind, it is just absolutely great for sure. And, yeah, I think it really is something that he really put a lot of time and effort to actually make this work. And I really do admire that in such a way. It is actually really that great for sure. And plus, the cinematography, and of course, this movie is just absolutely amazing for what it is. Yeah, with some really, really great camera shots for sure. So. And of course, this film is cut up perfectly through some really, really fantastic editing. And oh yeah, let's not forget to mention the musical score and the sound mixing is just absolutely incredible for sure. Yeah, literally with, of course, every single bit of music that you hear in the background while the movie is currently going on is just... yeah, really does flow out well for, of course, the movie, and of course, the sound mixing is just absolutely incredible. Like, when it needs to be epic and loud, it does exactly that, and of course, when it does have several quiet moments for sure, you literally do feel like a pin dropping down to the ground and just, you know, hit the ground once it finally lands for sure. Yeah. Stuff like that really does work well for sure, and this movie really did incredibly, of course, doing exactly that for sure. So yeah, and of course, it really, yeah, most importantly, it really does capture, of course, pretty much the life, and of course, the amount of timing effort that's of course given by Oppenheimer himself to of course accomplish his goal to see if he can actually make the atomic bomb a massive success for sure. And yeah, quite literally, the movie really did an incredible job of course doing exactly that, and I really do love the hang in such a way which actually makes it all the more fun to watch. So yeah. Although I will admit, for it to, of course, have the runtime of course, 3 hours, I do kind of wish, pretty much, if anything, the first couple of hours are really great, and I do see, of course, what goes on, but the last hour, I just kind of felt it could have been, you know, cut out entirely to make this film a whole lot shorter, but hey, I didn't care one bit. I actually, I know it's saying a whole lot because I did see, pretty much a bunch of other movies that are also 3 hours long, so what more would you expect for sure? So yeah, I think it's literally what I could say for everything that I could say for Oppenheimer itself. So yeah, it's pretty much what I can say on, of course, that front. All right. Alright, so I guess overall, yeah, I guess there's no doubt in my mind, Oppenheimer is, of course, the most brilliant, most amazing, most spectacular, most incredible movie-going experience I actually got, and the movie itself is just absolutely brilliant for what it is. Everything from, of course, what I've actually seen, it actually is really, really incredible from, of course, what I've actually seen, and they really, really took a lot of time and effort to, of course, make this movie work, and I really do admire that in such a way. They really, really did an incredible job with, of course, what was actually given to us, and in the end, it actually gave us a very, very solid movie in the end for sure. So yeah. I guess if anything, it's pretty much what I could say on, of course, that front. I really enjoyed this movie from beginning to end, and yeah, it is actually a really brilliant film to, of course, check out for sure. So yeah, Christopher Nolan, congratulations, you actually have yourself another big hit for sure. So yeah, I guess either way, I do highly recommend this movie for sure. I think it's guaranteed to, of course, really give you something really incredible and actually pretty much let your mind explode for sure. Again, no pun intended. So yeah, with that being the case, I do say definitely check this movie out for sure. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you can actually see in the regular old movie theater as always, but if you actually want a much more thrilling and more exciting movie-going experience, seeing this movie, my guy, I will say this right now, definitely see this movie in IMAX for sure. trust me when I say, much like what I did 3 years ago with Tenet, I actually did get to see this movie in IMAX, and yeah, as much as this movie is actually really, really phenomenal in such a way, yeah, like I said, of course, on my Tenet review that I did years ago, this movie looks and sounds great in IMAX for sure. Quite literally from, of course, the picture quality going from, of course, this all the way to this is just... Yeah, it really is flowed down perfectly, and I really do adapt to, of course, the different aspect ratio while the movie is actually playing. So yeah, the movie actually does actually look great in IMAX for sure. And of course, the way it's sounding in IMAX, that too deserves that amount of praise for sure. Quite literally, it actually really does give what you want a really big, epic feel for sure, and it really got my adrenaline pumping for sure. And yeah, and of course, my heart is of course like this, pretty much just being really, really fast for sure. That's really how much this movie really got for sure, and yeah, pretty much of anything, I am glad I got to see this movie in IMAX for sure, and yeah, I do recommend seeing this movie at pretty much at any IMAX theater that you can actually go for. You'll actually get a much more epic experience once you actually do so for sure. So yeah, whatever the case may be, I say definitely check this movie out. It is definitely well worth checking out for sure. It's a brilliant film from beginning to end, and I highly enjoyed it all the way. And because of that, yes, folks, I am proud to say that I'm going to give this movie a massively solid 9.5 out of 10 as my final score for sure. So yeah, truly a brilliant movie all the way through, and I highly recommend it all the way for sure. And trust me when I say that it really is actually one incredible bomb that is worth going off for sure. Boy, I've been making a lot of bomb puns in, of course, this thoughts video for sure, but hey, given to the context of course, this movie, it makes sense for sure, so yeah, it's pretty much what I can say on, of course, that front. Alright. Alright, and of course on that thought, that'll pretty much do exactly that. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this latest thoughts video, and by all means, what do you think of Oppenheimer if you got the chance to see it? Do you actually really enjoy it and think it's actually a brilliant movie all the way, or do you absolutely hate it and just misunderstood pretty much the life and career of J. Robert Oppenheimer himself? Or are you somewhere in between, of course, this one for sure? Yeah, definitely know what you thought about this movie in the comment section below. I would definitely love to know on what you guys think of it. So yeah, that's pretty much about it. And I guess on that thought, that pretty much concludes my experience with, of course, the Barbenheimer trend for sure. And yeah, quite obviously, it's actually a really great experience for sure. I'm really glad I got to see both Barbie and Oppenheimer over the course of this weekend for sure. And yeah, I say both of these movies are really well worth checking out for sure. And who knows what the next online trend would be when two movies come out that will spawn another double feature later on down the road for sure. Though, given to my track record of course, doing double features in the past, that's saying a whole lot for sure. But hey, only time will tell, of course, that front for sure. So I guess as for me, I've definitely got a plan on catching up, of course, on some of the movies that are already out, and the ones that are going to be coming out for sure, because, yeah, I guess I am a week behind for sure, so I've got some catching up to do for sure, but hey, As long as, of course, nothing gets in the way, I should be alright for sure. But until then, thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Hey guys, this is Ackleyattack4427 here. Thank you all so much for watching today's video. Feel free to like, comment, and share if you enjoy what you're seeing. If you like what you see here and want to see more videos coming up, then go ahead and hit that subscribe button and switch on the notification bell to get notifications and select all notifications to be notified for when we post a new video. And don't forget to switch on notifications on your phone as well. Also, don't forget to check out my second channel and our 2-member channel with Sam the Thomas Fan 1, SamAttack4427TheThomasFan1 Productions, for plenty more content you can't find on here. You can check both of our channels out with the links or by our handles provided on screen. Feel free to shoot me an email with my email address provided, Ackley95@hotmail.com, if you want to ask me a question, want to collab with me for a project you've got in the works, or if you want to book me to be featured for a convention coming up. Follow me on my social media pages on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram to keep up to date with me on updates, announcements, and new releases of my videos, as well as plenty of others I've got with my handles provided, as well as the links down in the description box below. Also, don't forget to follow me on TikTok for other videos I've got aside from the ones I've posted on YouTube, and on Twitch for any future live streams I've got coming up soon, as well as joining our official Discord server to see what we've provided. If you wish to show your support to me, then feel free to check out my Patreon to get sneak peeks of my videos coming up before they go up online, as well as getting access to updates and playing more in addition to getting some awesome rewards within your budget. Also, don't forget to check out and showing support to me on both of my wish lists on Amazon and Right Stuff Anime, and even supporting me with my link on Streamlabs that you can find on my Twitch page. Other than that, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll be sure to see you in the next video. Take care.